Hi, John Luke.
Hey, Ed.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I could use a little more Nosgoth in my life.
Everyone could use a little bit more Nosgoth.
Yeah.
It's a thirst quencher, I guess.
Is that because these are vampires?
Oh, I didn't even. Ah!
Okay,
yeah,
well.
yeah. This is about it's vampires.
All right, cool.
Nosgoth is a free-to-play, asymmetric multiplayer game that you can find on Steam right now.
Awesome.
It is set in the Legacy of Kain universe, which you picked up on earlier because of the.
It said Legacy of Kain up there.
Legacy of Kain event. You ever play Legacy of Kain?
I actually haven't.
Neither have I. It was a game series that whenever I hear talked about, people seem to hold it in very high regard.
Yeah.
But I was too young. I played one. I played the last Xbox Legacy of Kain a little bit for like an hour. That's it. I wish I could go back in time because it does not seem like a game series that you can really easily get your hands on anymore.
Sure, yeah.
But as it's free to play, before we get into it, let's kind of go into some of the other things, the less exciting.
Yeah, the interface reminds me a lot of like your MOBAs, your Dotas.
Yes,
League of Legends.
It is very
much
similar.
this kind of.
So as of right now, you get two things right off the bat. You get the Hunter, the Alchemist, the Reaver, and the Tyrant. They all play very differently, and then the humans versus vampires also play very, very differently.
Okay.
You do get an inventory. This is my big free-to-play pet peeve, though. Say I had a siege bow because I beat the tutorial. You go to 7 days are permanent. I am not a fan of time limits on items in free-to-play games.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it is certainly a game in which money does buy power. There are a lot of side grades. A lot of the. Let me go back to my armory. Some of the abilities they do different things, like Poison Bola. Bola is just a thing that you throw, it's going to stun an enemy. Poison Bola is going to, do damage over time. Or you got the Whip, which slash at your enemies. So clearly there's things that aren't necessarily like huge improvements, they just do a different thing. But then, you have the bows where this will do 70 damage, this will do 85.
Yeah, so like significant, increase.
And they're not cheap. It's like 1,500 gold coins.
And this is like against each other. You're going against other humans.
It is
okay,
all
so you want the better.
You want the better equipment. There is a premium currency, which $5 for only 1,000. So if I wanted to buy that bow, or I'm sorry, 1,000. If I wanted.
Wait, so you can buy the currency, or you can just. What's the gold stuff for?
Gold is what you earn in game.
Oh.
The blue, what's it called?
Got it.
This rune stones is the second one. So if I wanted to, God, I'm having a little trouble navigating here. If I wanted to get this bow,
that's a nice looking model.
It's a nice looking model. It would be 1,000, so $5 for a single weapon. But here's where I actually want your second opinion, because I was freaking out. I thought I was having a stroke. Okay. Classes.
Yeah.
3,000 runestones for a class. That's $20 for one class. Unless you're seeing something different.
Wait, so you said 3,000?
It's 3,000, and you can.
So a little bit less than 20, but you can only buy in. Certain
packs.
So you'd
That's
have to,
a lot
so
of
you'd
money.
Have to spend at least 20
but
to then be able to get it.
Every, I think, 3 levels, you get one of these guys. Artifacts earned every 5 ranks. So it's a little bit more feasible to get new classes, but that's still...
So pretty much every 5 ranks you can get a new class.
Exactly.
How long does it take to get a rank?
I have played... Do I have a profile? How many games have... I'm almost rank 5, and I have played... very infrequently, only a handful of matches.
Oh, for like an hour. Okay, that's not that bad.
That's not that. But
that's actually not that
I
bad.
can't guarantee how slow the leveling is going to get. Maybe after level 5 it slows down.
But at the very least, like playing like an hour or so to get like just a new class, that doesn't seem too bad initially.
I have my big concern is because I didn't play in a while, my siege bow went away because I only had it for 7 days. I had to go to my repeater. And I have to say, I feel a difference. I feel weaker. It's not like a lot of free-to-play games where, let's go to the new recruit area with the other babies. It definitely isn't a game where I feel competitive with the old weapon that the more powerful weapon I had. I certainly feel a little weak.
But maybe I got you in a match really quick.
It isn't bad. So I'm going to play a vampire. I'm going to go Reaver because I think they really show off what the vampires have to offer very, very easily.
Oh, okay. This is straight up third person.
Yes, it is a third-person game. As a vampire, you can climb up walls. You have a lot more vertical ability. This is completely inaccessible unless you have a grappling hook, which I have only seen a handful of times. You don't have that much, you don't have a lot of cool, you can't jump. Jumping is automatic. I think you have to hold down the climb button to jump, maybe, yeah. So you don't have a lot of control, but you certainly can move around the field more than,
All right, so you're really mobile.
You're very mobile as a vampire. My right bump, my right trigger is a crouch ability. And, oh.
So is it only players against players? Are there
Yes.
also NPCs?
I have not found a bot option. As far as I'm aware, there is no bot option.
But I mean, even there aren't NPC creatures in the world.
No.
Okay, so it's purely multiplayer.
Yes. Now here's my big concern with this game.
Yeah.
Is that when you get into the thick of it,
it gets pretty chaotic.
it gets really chaotic, especially from a third-person perspective. It's really hard to tell where you're at, where the enemy is. You do a lot of flailing. A lot of flailing
yeah, it
going
kind of seems
on.
that way. Is there a goal with this? What are you trying to do?
Kill them.
Just kill
them all.
Okay, so this is just multiplayer.
Yeah, if there's another game mode, I haven't played it yet. I've been sticking to this new
And it's
recruit
how many
mode.
people is it per team?
4-on-4.
This map seems really, really large for a 4-on-4.
Yeah, the map is pretty big, and you typically want to stick together. Vampires certainly have more to get away from the bad guys, because you can run. Your health regenerates at a slow rate. You can. Oh, this is pretty cool. You can execute. This is probably really stupid of me.
What's executing them do?
It drains their blood. You basically drink their blood. You get health really quick.
Oh, okay.
You do regenerate a little bit, but not much.
That reminds me of the pouncing in Left 4 Dead.
Certainly, as a vampire, if you get right up to the enemy, you have a better advantage, I would say, than the humans who typically deal with range. But everyone, you don't want to go in alone, typically. As a vampire, like I said, you can get the hell out of there faster than a human. If you're a human and you get cornered, you're pretty much fucked.
All right.
I have had a lot of cool moments. I was in here, actually. I saw a vampire slowly crawl up this thatch little window.
Yeah.
And it was a very horror moment-esque. We were all hiding in there, and we saw one guy climbing up the wall.
So is that kind of the way you'd want to play this game? Is really work together, tactical?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of it
right?
doesn't look like you have this precise you're kind of flailing and just maybe
Yeah.
I'll hit a guy.
And even though your allies are highlighted, I found I go after my own people a lot.
But by accident?
By accident, because I see someone glowing red, and my mind just goes, oh, enemy, and I try to kill him. And that's one of your own dudes. They either glow red or green, I think, depending on whether they're in combat or not. It doesn't really help that even though it's human versus vampires, the way the art style is...
they're pretty similar looking
They
in a lot of
look,
ways.
in the heat of combat, I've gone after my own teammates, especially when I'm a human. I'm a human, and then one of my allies is a priest-looking dude who has wearing a cow skull on his head, and he looks like a monster. So I'm going after him.
Oh, okay, just not even, yeah.
Yeah. So our team is winning. I have noticed that the vampires tend to win a little bit more. It's pretty close, but whenever it's a stomping match, it typically favors the vampires.
What do you think that is?
I think they just they got a lot of cool toys, and they're really easy to just, get in and out with.
Can you kind of pick and choose which team you'd want to play, or is it random what it puts you on?
Each match is one. You play as one, then you play as the other.
Oh, okay. So it gives you you kind of have to be good at both.
Yes. So I'm only half playing as I'm trying to get my thoughts out on this game.
Yeah, that's fair. It's hard. Oh, this was the second round. Okay, we
came
joined-
in,
we joined
so we will
mid-match,
probably
got
play
it.
as humans next.
Okay. I'm not really sure what I think of this.
It has a lot of potential, but the thing that really gets me Yeah, by the way, 53 gold for one match.
Oh, wow.
And how much was it? It was like 1,000 for... Of course, then again, I really only played half of one.
Yeah. So, I don't know if it's like 100, you play like 10 matches.
Yeah, that's something.
That's not too bad. They didn't seem to take too long.
No, they're only like 10 minutes, I think.
Okay, you know what? That's not that bad. That seems reasonable.
My big thing with this
Wolf
is
Slayer
that...
seems pretty upset.
At the end of the day, it doesn't have that addictive nature that a lot of good multiplayer games will have. Like Counter-Strike. I mean, the Counter-Strike's added, crates and items and stuff recently.
Yeah.
But typically, like Counter-Strike Source, you just played Counter-Strike, and the game was held up just by that because you just wanted to keep playing. And now this, I don't. It's fun, but it doesn't really click. You don't exit a match immediately want to go like, I need more.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll play as the humans. They play very different. They're more on the ground. I think there's a grappling hook item that I've only seen one person use so far.
Yeah. Is there anything else other than deathmatch?
I want.
Well, don't quit out right now.
Yeah, I want to fuck this up.
After. Because one thing I noticed, that map, it was pretty big.
Yeah.
All the action seemed to be in like that one little corner of the
Yeah.
map, and there wasn't much reason to move around, so it seemed like a lot of that map wasn't being utilized. I mean,
it says team deathmatch, so there must be a different
there has to be, yeah.
type that I just
like I would assume like other modes would have more like, oh, defend this and defend that, so it'd give you more reason to.
Actually, let me just disconnect because Flashpoint, which is unlocked until rank 5, so that would explain why I've never used it.
It's this beta, so I wonder if like they're like still testing that mode out.
Yeah, this is not a finished.
So is it early
product.
access?
I don't know if it's in the early access category
because it's just a free to play anyway.
Because it's just free to play anyway. It's certainly not a complete unit.
There must not be that many people playing because you got put in the same.
It's the same exact one.
Same exact one. This is the same people.
I don't know. It's a Saturday night. All the cool kids. No one's at home playing Nosgoth. Everyone's having fun.
I know what cool kids you're hanging out with.
People. Yeah, hopefully.
Do you see yourself like still playing this, like in a little bit, or?
I do a match here and there. Definitely if they keep updating it. But like I said, it's not like Team Fortress, where even after before they added the whole loot and crate and everything. Team Fortress 2, that was just you had 3 weapons. Team Fortress Vanilla was held up just by how good that game was.
Yeah, like the mechanics of that game were so solid that I played a ton of TF2 before they added all that weird free-to-play incentive stuff.
Exactly, and this...
Which honestly now, like, kind of turned me off to that game a lot.
Yeah, that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about how
TF2.
Increasingly complicated that game feels. Maybe if I actually, really...
Well, it's funny because the game itself is actually still not that complicated.
No.
It just feels more complicated.
Every time I go into that, I feel like I'm being smacked in the face with just content that I have no idea what it does.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get to play.
One more guy? Yeah, let's do one more.
Yeah, we just at least show off some human action.
Who is the guy on your avatar?
That's God, that's why can't I remember? It's not Slick Mahoney. It's not Young Humma.
Okay.
He's the Smaget guy. Because I love me some Smaget. Everything from Turquoise Jeep is gold.
Of course.
Oh my god, this is the most exciting action that you could hope for. Nosgoth. Lobbies.
I take back what I said earlier about it getting you in a match real quick. I mean, it did when it was a match in progress.
All the hot human on vampire action.
Do you think there's just not anybody playing? There has to be more people.
I mean, there must be more people than, 5.
Who knows, though? When did this come out?
Oh god, not too long ago. Maybe a month or 2.
Oh, okay. I literally have not heard of this, and you're like, hey, you want to check out Nosgoth? I'm like, what?
I just love me some asymmetric multiplayer.
Totally.
You can cut this out.
Yeah.
Don't cut it out.
And silly.
Leave all of this sweet, sweet wait time in.
We're recording, but we're waiting for a match, so we're probably going to cut this part, because it's just... We've been here for a good
A while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get in. Yeah.
Matching. How you feel about the art? You're an art dude. What do you think?
It looks cool.
I like the. I'm not an art person, so I don't know if I'm gonna use. Yeah, I hate the Alchemist. They kind of play like the Demo Man. You know, those slow lob projectiles.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I assume,
that was
like,
never my thing, really.
yeah, I assume like much like the Demo Man. I assume that if you get good at it, it's very satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's or I can just have a repeating crossbow and say fuck it.
And the arts, it looks nice. It's a bit.
It's drab. It's very gray.
It reminds me of your Dungeons and Dragons, like your Neverwinter kind of.
Yeah, like I like the aesthetics. Like I said, I don't know if I'm using the right terminology. I like what they're going for with the design.
They have blue fire, and I love blue fire.
But
so
man, is it a gray?
So it's interesting. It
Screws.
switches to like a more over the shoulder.
Yes, because this is much more shooter heavy.
Can you like zoom in? Like,
Yes,
what do
you
you have
can.
in terms of? Can you roll? Like,
Yes, you can roll. Oh,
okay, cool.
So that's one of the. I think they're a tyrant. I think that's what they're called. They can come in and body slam and. I'm just wasting ammo. That's an ability. At least the Reaver and the Tyrant, they have these abilities where you can't attack, but you're essentially protected from damage. And again, that's very good at getting out of the area. This map's pretty cool. If you're there's vampires that can fly, and that's just really
So they
cool.
can just kind of like.
Oh yeah,
they
style. Yeah,
just
they fly in and they pick dudes up and just drop them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of like cool things in this game. So as of right now, I can do a bola attack that's gonna wrap the enemy up, make it so they can't attack, slows them down.
Can you use that sword on your back?
No. Well, actually, you know what? You probably. Nope. No. Instead of using the sword, I'm just gonna hit him with my crossbow.
Lame. Boo. Come on. Like, if you're gonna put a sword, like a giant sword on a guy's back,
Nope.
I expect it to be used.
I should not be alone. I should be hanging out with my homie. Yeah, that's the.
That sword is the Schrodinger's pistol, Schrodinger's gun of this game.
Some nice blue fire.
Yeah, no, I said I like the blue. I'm a fan of blue. Blue fire. I also know nothing of because as we said, I know nothing about Legacy of Kain, so I do not know how faithful this is to the Legacy of Kain fiction or the aesthetics.
My understanding is that game has a crazy deep and good lore, that people really like.
Do you think Legacy of Kain people are really upset with this? Like this is the 2006 Shadowrun equivalent.
If I remember,
for Legacy of Kain.
If I remember some comments on the Reddits, there were some people who were just kind of more disappointed that this is what they chose to do with the IP. I don't know the history of the IP or who's allowed to do what and who has the rights anymore at this point because they're not making the games anymore.
Who made them originally?
What?
Do you know who made them originally?
I don't got a goddamn idea. Like I said, it was just before my time.
You got fucked.
Yeah, I'm screwed. I should have used my explosive arrow sooner. But I do remember a lot of comments of people who really like the games, because, like I said, it has a massive devoted fan base, who were just like, really? We get a free-to-play multiplayer game, and not, just maybe a reboot or a re-release. Oh, there's one of the flying dudes.
Legacy of Kain's the kind of thing I could see, eventually, there'll be a Kickstarter for that. Or something, right?
Yeah.
We're bringing back classic Legacy of Kain.
And I would probably dig it because it seems like a game that I would like. Yeah, like I said, if you're a human and you get cornered by a vampire,
there's really not much you can do. It looks like
because it gets really hectic, especially when you're using a repeater bow. That kind of
can you
relies
kind of try and escape, using your roll or other stuff?
I probably could be trying a little bit more between you and me. Man,
It seems really hard to aim with that.
It's like even
I'm not. That looks like not fun.
I would say that combat with the crossbow is just as hectic and kind of flaily as the Reaver
That is.
swings.
I don't know if I like that.
Everything just kind of feels,
Actually, I know I don't like that.
everything just kind of feels. Maybe I could really take the time to turn down my sensitivity and go.
No, I mean just even like when you fire it, like it has like this kickback that like.
Oh yeah,
moves. I don't know,
that's me not correcting it all. Like I'm sure I could like aim down
Yeah.
and stuff, but
it's pretty bad.
I'm really missing the siege bow that I had. Oh yeah, that's
cool.
That's the explosive that I should have been using this whole time. Ugh. I love their running sounds.
They give you a lot of ammo.
They do.
So it definitely seems like they want you to just constantly be pumping these bows out at them. Or arrows.
And the reason why I keep talking about why I could be playing better, I could be going through the settings and changing my sensitivity. At the end of the day, this game just I'm not sure it's going to be worth the effort.
Yeah.
I dig a lot of things about it, but with the flooded market that is the free-to-play multiplayer game, I'm not sure if this is gonna last. And as of right now, I'm not sure if it's really should last or worth my time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish it all the luck in the world. And if it gets real good, I will keep playing. But as of right now,
I have no desire to play this.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I'm already not into that many free-to-play multiplayer games, so you have to like really sell me on something
I don't
to get me to play.
mean to shit on this game. I don't want to make it sound like this is garbage, because it has a lot of good ideas and it is very early in development. It's not this isn't a finished product. But at the end of the day, like, if we're going to live in this era of gaming where companies can release a game and then ask people for money for items and stuff and present their product to the world, at a certain point you're gonna have to start judging it regardless of whether or not it has a beta or alpha banner on the top.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a double-edged sword. On one hand, you get to release these games early, get people's feedback and development.
I mean, hey, like even if it's not money, it's time. Like,
yeah.
Is this worth time is money? Is this worth my time? Is this wasting my time?
Especially with how, like I said, like, do I want to play this or do I want to play TF2, which I haven't played in years because I've been distracted by other things. Do I want to get back into TF2, which is a game that, for all intents and purposes, is still just as good? Or do I want to play a free-to-play, early access, asymmetric vampire human hunter game?
I mean, when you say it like that, the second one.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this is quite doing it. It's scratching that itch for me.
Or do I want to play Counter-Strike, a game that I know that I need to put some time into and I know I'm going to love?
We can play a single-player game.
Or I can play one of the many single-player games I have.
Play a cool single-player video game.
That's the issue with like this new free-to-play, dynamic we have, is that everyone's releasing a game, and they all want your
There
attention.
are a lot of video games coming out right
There's
now.
a lot of games, and that's always been an issue. But
I kind of wish. It's a bummer because I'm not in high school anymore and I don't have endless free time.
Yeah. I think that's an issue that everyone has. Where do you want to put that time, that precious free time?
I really don't have much else to say about this game. I'm just kind of wrapping it up, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, I think we always kind of decide we were going to play like one match of each.
Yeah. What was that? Switching teams.
We're switching teams, but we've already showed off the vampires.
Oh, okay.
And I think we've
let's
said all that we
out.
needed to say about this.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a lot of games, being big and shiny on the front page of the Steam store, asking for your love, and I'm not really sure that this.
I think this does more than.
Oh, certainly.
Your average,
in a sea of shit. This game is.
This is certainly not terrible or anything. But I don't know if it's I'm very selective. About
Exactly.
What I
No,
play,
we have limited free time in this day and age.
Hey, I mean,
and-
if this is a game that interests you at all, you know,
Oh,
it's
give
free
it-
to play. Give it a try.
Yeah, give it a try. I mean, like I said, I love asymmetric multiplayer. I love any multiplayer game that is a little bit more complicated than team with guns shoots other team with gun.
Yeah.
I like a multiplayer game that tries to do something different, and they certainly do, and they succeed in a lot of respects. But
Cool.
it just needs a little bit more. I do want to show off this character. I think I like this guy more than the Reaver. Just let me show him what he can do. So his main kind of move is this.
Oh, okay. This is a little charger.
Yeah, like I said, every class plays very differently. He has a generic kind of heavy smash, and then if you know you're in a situation that you need to get the fuck out of, he does this. He can't attack at all, but he's not going to get as much damage done.
Oh, interesting.
It's an ability just to get out. The Reaver has a very similar ability. I would say it's actually the same ability, but instead of like making his skin all hard, he like does a Matrix style. I can dodge arrows and stuff in midair. They both basically do the same thing.
All right then. Well, that is Nosgoth.
Check it out. It's free. It's not gonna cost you anything. But unless they really up their game, you should probably just spend that precious free time you have playing a better game.
All right then. Thanks, Ed.
You're welcome.